Arms and back double somersault, 1.5 twist for Pauline Pfeif. The 23 years old diver from Berlin, who was 21st at the last Olympic Games in Paris last summer. Her best and only 10-meter performance at Europeans is a 4th place in 2022. See how she closes her preliminary round. Very good. She had a very good first dive and a solid last dive. In between those two, second, third, and fourth dive, not so good. Definitely will want to work on those later this afternoon before the final. She closes at 2:55.75. Alisa Zakarian now. Arms and back double somersault pike. It's always on the arm stance. Very important to hold it. Also, Alisa is placing her hands way inside the platform. Not common also. As you can see, there's one closer to the end of the platform than the other. Oh, mistake. She lost control of the arm stand while bringing her arms up. Probably bothered by some wind. She's checking in with her coach, waiting a second before trying again to hold her arm stand. Let's see. Had no chances there with that kind of push off the platform. Definitely had no chances of holding it and bringing up the legs. Okay, better job here, but definitely far inside the platform, and a quite short dive for the Armenian. Does not kick hard enough, and the pike position is quite wide. She had to squeeze it better to get more room for the lineup. That doesn't happen, and low scoring point. Low scoring dive, considering also the fact that 2 points are deducted by each judge. So just half a point, 1 and 1 for her, just 7 points. This very bad execution for the Armenian diver. Now on the platform, a forward 2.5 somersault pike for Yana Caru in 10th place before this last round. Let's see how the Romanian diver closes her competition. In the meantime, I was checking the scores of the top 3: Elsa, Anna, and Sara. Also Sofiia Liskin in 4. These are definitely the 4 divers, with Valeria Antolino, who did not have a great morning routine, but definitely these 4 or 5 divers are the ones in competition for a final this afternoon. While we saw Yana Caru closing her competition at 206.95, obviously qualified already. Let's see how the last dive of Valeria Antolino from Spain goes. Gained a couple of spots in the rankings on the last dive. That was the best of the competition for her, and once again, that's just not very good. Unfortunately for Valeria, we saw how once again she's quite short and heavy in the entry, not getting vertical. She seemed very impatient, very eager and quick in all the movements she has done. Ana Carvajal, her as we may say, her new dive, the back 3.5 somersault tuck. She just learned it this season. Did perform it at the World Cup earlier in April. but was not doing this dive last year at the Europeans. 3.3 degree of difficulty. The other, harder dive of the competition with the back arm centrifugal we saw before by the Swedish diver, and definitely a huge mistake for Anna. As I was saying about Valeria before, way too quick in her squat and too early in the tuck position. Does not get enough speed to finish the 3.5 somersaults. Only 14.85 points, way too short. She doesn't even keep her legs straight when getting in the water. Too bad. She will want to review with her coach what happened here, practice it more before the final. Let's move on to Elsa press ring. Forward double forward 2.5 somersault full twist, 2.9 degree of difficulty for the Dutch diver who's leading the competition after 4 rounds. And that will most likely keep on leading also after 5 rounds. Good dive. Once again, a very good entry for Elsa. Elsa did win last year's, nice total score of 322.10, very high. Elsa won last year the prelims, but then had a rough day last year in Belgrade during the final, not getting a good first entered dive, not performing great in those, and that made her end up 9th last year, first in prelims but 9th in the final, so definitely not what she will want to do here this time around. Maria Lukashevich, back to 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, very well executed, slightly over in the entry, but fast in the somersault, very high in the jump. Could have done a bit better job being faster and grabbing her hands and getting vertical. She lets the legs go over 57.60 points. Maria Lukashevich at 252 is right behind Pauline Pfeif. Back to 1.5 somersault pike for Amanda Lunding. Long time focusing for this dive for Amanda, and not enough speed, not the right technique in the air while spinning to get vertical. She's slightly short, actually quite a bit short. Scores go between 4.5 and 6. The ones that we take into account for a total score of 42 points is 4.5 and 2 fives, 42.05 to be exact. Sofiia Liska now from Ukraine, forward 3.5 somersault pike. A good dive to finish her preliminary round. Very fast in the run and the approach on the platform. Very fast. That doesn't always translate in speed in the somersault as we saw it here, but 7th she gets it vertical, 290.80. It's a good morning routine for her. We'll definitely want to do better this afternoon though, for if she wants to aim for gold, at least from what we have seen in this morning's preliminary round. 3 more dives to go. Nicoletta Muscalu, back 2.5 somersault, 1.5 twist. 3 more dives to go. They're all different from each other. We have this back twister by the Romanian, back 2.5 somersault by Sara Jodoin, and inward 3.5 somersault for Hannah Newbrook at the end. Let's see. And Nicoletta, she fell for a long time with her hips backward on the press. She did not get in a good squat, so not enough strength on the jump. Was falling very fast towards the water, but Nicoletta closes 244.10 in 6th place at the moment, but most likely she will be passed by Sara Jodin Di Maria and Hannah Newbrook. We'll see though. You never know how dives can go. We gotta watch how the two ladies left in the competition will do. Back 2.5 somersault pike, as I said earlier, for Sara Jodin Di Maria. Nicely done. I said earlier how she struggled in the past with this dive and wasn't always her best dive of the competition. She does a good job here. Could have reached further back with her hands and arms when lining up, but she closes at 293.05. Not bad at all. And now from Great Britain, the last dive of the women's 10-meter platform preliminary round, inward 3.5 somersault tuck for Hannah Newbrook. Nicely done, slightly short, but definitely solid execution technically. She probably should have waited a bit longer before exiting the tuck position and kicking up in the air with her legs. Scores between 5.5 and 7. 6.66 are the scores that matter